Rising sea level and flood are causing population migration. Small island states are in front line. The estimated number of climate refugees by 2050 is 250 million people. Next one is on weather. For decades now, meteorologists and climatologists around the world have been watching the effect of global warming on the weather phenomena and the impact in huge, more droughts, heat waves, more precipitation, more natural disasters like flood, hurricanes, storms, wildfires, flood, free season, etc. Ways to prevent global warming. Number one is good news. Number one, renewable energy. We use what? Renewable energy. I got some I brought some machine. Renewable energy. We must do away with all of this petrol, diesel stuff. We should look for how to use what? Renewable energy. Now, one way to prevent global warming is to switch over to renewable energy. Produce clean energy. Production producing clean energy, cleaner energy is essential to reduce our consumption of energy and use. I am on renewable energy. The first way to prevent climate change is to move away from fossil fuel. What are alternatives? Renewable energies like solar, wind, biomass, etc. The next thing we do to prevent global warming is energy and water efficiency. We must conserve energy. We must conserve water. You know, we can use all these low energy or low data consumption, less energy in our houses. We should consume energy, manage energy well. Then we should conserve water. It's expensive to pump water, to heat water. It's expensive to purify water. Energy. So we don't have to waste water. We conserve our water. That is. I was talking about using renewable energy. Some time ago, my student designed this, and we went for a competition. Now, this machine made use of renewable energy. Now, it is used to wind wire. It is also how it operates. I think we will show it when we eat it. It doesn't make use of petrol or diesel, but it uses either solar or battery. And so the world should switch over to machines like this, and it must encourage your students to do what? To go into putting machines that can be used to solve this problem that doesn't need our diesel or petrol. This one is another one. We use battery or solar. Ways to prevent global warming. Sustainable transportation. We should switch over to electric and hybrid mobility. Sometimes we can trek, or we use bike. If we reduce the number of cars on the road, better for us. You know, millions of people are just driving to the job and all of those ones. And are emitting these gases. It is a problem. We can patronize what? Public transportation. That would be good for us. Or we just move over to what? Using bike. Hello. I was very shocked to see that even in the US, people are using bike. And I read about that. They have where to park bike. I mean, bicycle. And the one that was not riding machine. Someone said, Pastor, you are riding machine. I said, what is wrong with machine? Because even the people that produce the machine, they are riding bike. And they have bike for bike. All of this can help to prevent this greenhouse gas being emitted. which are very dangerous, petrolized boat transport, used by sometimes trade. That will help us. Sustainable agricultural and forest management, we should encourage tree planting. Don't cut down the trees. Teach your children they should not be cutting down trees. Rather, they should learn how to plant more trees. And the agriculture, you should manage agriculture very well. You should know those things that destroy the environment, like this mineral fertilizers. You should see how we can replace them with organic fertilizers, just to preserve our environment. Encourage better use of natural resources, stopping massive deforestation as well as making agriculture greener and more efficient should also be a priority. Responsible consumption and recycling. This is another thing. Consume what you need. Most of these, I'm going to show you something very dramatic right now. Consume, don't just eat anything. Most of the canned food we eat, they are actually problem to the environment. I'm going to show you. Responsible consumption can help check global warming. Now let's look at what teachers should do without further delay to save our early education from going into extinction. Number one, teachers should inculcate in our students sound 21st century creative management skills. Put in there. Teach them how to recycle waste, how to turn tires into flower pots or decorators, how to use plastic cup to make waste basket, flower pots, and decorators. They never went for this competition. We saw how students use this cup, plastic cup, to make powerful, beautiful waste basket. I love it. We can teach our students how to recycle, because I will show you how dangerous these cups are as we move on. Teach them how to recycle in their own little way. Send them out on excursion to recycling companies and show them how waste could be turned into waste or into wealth. This can help develop a culture of recycling waste in them. Teach them how to separate waste into degradable and non-degradable waste or food. A waste which are easily decomposed by nature through microorganisms, water, sunlight, etc. are called biodegradable waste. Example are vegetable waste, dog, plant parts, ash, and human waste. Waste that take a very long time to degrade are called non-degradable waste. These are not easily degraded. Example are metal, plastic, chemicals, rubber. The word decompose means to separate into its constituent parts or element or into simpler compounds, according to Merriam-Webster. Biodegradation is a simpler process, but one that is defined by elements that can be broken down into glucose parts by the action of living things like worms or microorganisms. Now look at this one. How long it takes 40 common items to decompose? Just look at this. Have a look at this. Glass, the glass we use, glass bottle. It takes about 1 million years to decompose. 1 million years for glass to decompose. Look at plastic bottle, the Coke bottle you drink. It takes 450 years to decompose. Look at this diapers, pampers. It takes about 450 years to decompose. Look at aluminum can, 250 years. Rubber boot sole, or shoe. It takes 50 to 80 years to decompose. Look at tin can, 50 years. Leather shoe, leather bag, 50 years to decompose. Nylon fabric, 30 to 40 years. Plastic bags, 10 to 20 years. Cigarette butts, take cigarette. It takes how many years? 1,000 to 1,200 years that take cigarette. The end part of it. See how long it takes. So if we deposit this thing in our environment, these things don't decay. They don't easily decay. And they are there to disturb the environment, to destroy our ecosystem. Now look at it again. Look at this one. Plastic bag. Okay, let's wool socks. 1 to 5 years. Plastic bag, 1,000 years. Plastic cup, 50 years to decompose. Straw, the straw we use and take a mineral, that's small straw, 200 years to decompose. Look at wet wipes, the one we use in our children, 100 years to decompose. Look at tire, 2,000 years for tire to decompose. You can imagine that if you have tires, it will take a long, many years to decompose. And if we pack them in the environment, we are harming and destroying the environment. This is why environmental education is very important that we give these children. This is why we must not be lacking in our curriculum. We must teach them. We must teach them. Look at this one. Sanitary pad, 500 to 800 years to decompose. Shoe, 25 to 50 years to decompose. Look at rubber boot shoe, 50 to 80 years. Look at canvas, 1 year. Rubber band, you know rubber band, 1 year. Paper, 1 year. Look at battery here, up to 100 years for battery to decompose. Look at ink cartridge, about 450 to 1,000 years. Plastic bottle caps, 10 to 500 years to decompose. Tin foil, it does not even biodegrade. Tin foil. Let me see you guys. Okay, now let's look at the degradable. Now wax milk carton 3 months, newspaper 6 weeks to decay, orange peel 6 months. See, orange peel 6 months. Now look at the paper towel 2 to 4 weeks, carton t-shirt 6 months, vegetable 5 days to 1 month, paper western 2 to 6 weeks, cotton clothes 3 months, thread 2 to 4 months, carton, cardboard paper 2 months, wax milk carton 2 3 months, banana peel 6 months, apple cores 2 months. Now we're looking at how long it takes these items to decompose. You see some take a million years. So if we dump them in the environment, we destroy the environment because they can't easily get decomposed. This is why environmental education is very important. And guess what? In our curriculum, do you even find it there? The child will graduate without knowing anything about the environment. Here we give graduates, pushing them out. They don't know. They don't know. And this is a problem to every one of us. And that's why we have to go back to teach them something about it. That is very important. I was looking at what teachers should do. Number 3, teach them something out on a schedule to the side and teach them how waste could be properly sorted out and disposed. You know, in the US, they have different waste bins. Waste bin for degradable, waste bin for non-degradable. You cannot put degradable in non-degradable waste bin. No. But here we've done everything together. We've done everything together. We should teach them how to separate waste into what? Degradable and what? Non-degradable. That knowledge should be given them. As a US, you have waste bin, different waste bin. You put them where it should be, so that you can just get them. That's what we have there. So, next one is teach them how to raise young plant seedling and how to plant trees in the school, the community to reduce the effect of warming. Teach them the danger of burning tires, rubbers, plastic, firewood, paper, etc. and how this contribute to climate change. You know what? We use tire to do what? To roast our what? Roots. Our roots. We start to do it. And we pollute the environment. Sometimes I used to park my car outside. So after rain, I would see that things all over the car. So what is car? I was thinking that thing was from the car. I never know it was from the rainwater. I came to discover that even our rainwater is very unfit for drinking because the system is so polluted. Teach them not to burn tires, plastics. Don't burn them because if they burn them, they are affecting the environment. They have to blow it, and you have to teach them what to do. That is the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Use them sometimes for street or community campaign against cutting down of trees, deforestation, burning plastic. Use them as campaigns. You know, they can move to the community, let them talk to their parents that these things are bad. Use them. Maybe they will listen to them. Use them to create awareness in the communities about climate change and how to mitigate it. Use them to clear gutters and some waste dump site in the school and the community. This will help them develop a unique culture of cleanliness in them. Use them to plant trees in schools and the communities to replace trees and that have been cut down. This can serve as example to people in communities. Teach them how to leverage on technology to dispose waste, recycle waste, or reduce carbon footprint in the environment. Teach them how to use technology to do that. Teach them the importance of renewable energy to combat climate change. Teach them how to develop indigenous technology or machine that use renewable energy rather than fossil fuel in a bid to combat global warming. I thank God as well is here. He's going to present, yes, a machine he has made to combat global warming. Somebody say you can just let me focus and see what it is. No, don't bring it, just we must develop this culture, this technology in students that will help them think outside the box. How can we develop a machine that don't use these dangerous things like fuel, diesel? Come to my school, we have so many machines, actually. Yes, those of you that know me, they know. We have designed so many machines, and each of them is done in a bid to do one to get the effect of climate change. We want to see how we can switch from this petrol, all of this, to clean energy. That's what we must do. Failure to do that, we're going to have a system that cannot contain there is. And that's the truth. He will demonstrate that and we will see what happens. Form environmental protection club in your school and use it effectively to educate the student about their environment. Use the club to plant tree gardens in your school. This can reduce carbon content in the atmosphere. In my school, I formed that club. You will see the pictures here. We try to see how we can plant trees. I used them, they stood by me, I do it, and I also did it. Sometimes some teacher might think this man has gone crazy. I'm not crazy. So that I got to understand that the environment must be preserved. So on the necessity, I formed that group. And we do that. I taught them why the environment must be preserved. And I think if all the schools have this kind of club, we can actually address the situation. Because if you put this thing in students early enough, they will know that trees should be planted. They will advise their parents, and that is the right step towards solving the problem. That's the right step. So that was what I did. I formed this club. You will see the pictures later here. Environmental protection. Form it in school. Don't think of. See, I went to bought this increase and planted. I never asked the principal for money. I have never asked the student for money. I use my little money to do that. And that's the truth. Drive to you, buy it. Sometimes you will buy and plant, another student cut it. I'm not discouraged. I keep doing it because I know the importance of this club. You go back to the school, form this kind of club, teach them how to preserve the environment. And if somebody say man is a product of the environment, yes, you are your environment. You will grow to become the environment. There is no two ways about it. If it is destroyed, it is destroyed. And our children will not have future. This is why we look at how this is affecting early education in our Niger Delta. Because Niger Delta is one place pollution is at its maximum. Nobody cares. There's nobody cares. Sometimes when they flare the gas, it's like somebody just choked me. Because by my little knowledge of gas, it's not supposed to be so. And sometimes the oil company will fool the government. Yes. And the government will tell them, pay for what you want. And they will run 100 pieces of gas. and they pay for fire. Because government is not there, and we are cheated. And this gas is money also. You feel the gas. And so that is what is happening to us today. Different kind of sickness is coming up because the environment is no more friendly. Something has gone wrong. That's why you pass the message to your students, and that's why this workshop is very, very tight and important. Very important. Teach them how to reflect on technology to dispose waste, recycle waste, reduce carbon footprint, environment. Teach them the importance of renewable energy. I talked about that. Combat this. Teach them how to develop indigenous technology, so machine that use renewable energy or green energy rather than fossil fuel in a bid to combat global warming. God bless me, even like this one that is coming now, how much money I put in is there. I never asked the student to go get money from their parents for any of this engineering like Victor. I never ask you to go ask your parents for money. Because I know the parents will not understand, they won't even give. That's the truth. So for all the machines we make there, it is actually my money. You know, I don't make it to sell it. I'm not selling them. But you discover when we started in JS1 with him here, you know, he didn't know much. But now, if you see, he developed this one. But when for competition, it was the welfare, the way this thing he developed it. It was not like that before. But because they keep coming and we work and I train them, and they can do anything. He designed something that I was afraid of, that carried laser beam. And the laser beam will just on it and you just leave it on the wall. And say you want to look at the target. And I asked him, who taught you this? You know, because you keep them, you just hinder them, and you see them, their knowledge expanding. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the right way to go. Whether the government encourages you or not, this is the right thing to do. You do your own right thing, your only two way, how to affect and impact our environment positively. That's what I do. That is true. The one day our principal called me and told me, how can I come? Because I never asked him for money. And I remember, I took them out on excursion to different places. Sometimes I've been for the training, and I hired the bus. I've never asked this one. If I haven't asked this. That is true. And each time we go and come back, I become so happy on the inside that something has been planted in them. It is not all about money. Because if you are looking for government, he won't do it. He may not do it. And if you look for the school may not do it. But in your only two ways, you can impact your generation positively. Yes, you can do a salary, small business, you can impact your generation positively. That is very true. It's true. Teach them how to develop the behavior. I have talked about that. There's nothing media club in the school. Let the students get information about climate change forces, ways to mitigate it, and the danger of improper waste disposal on social media and context like Facebook. Teach them to send information. You can form school like this media club. Let them send out information. The day I asked them I want to form a club, they were very happy. I didn't know people were very happy. They came around. We brought cards. They came around. You know, they encourage me. I mean, they encourage me. Form media club. Let them send information to everywhere. Organize media program on TV, on TV for students, and allow them to use this platform to spread information on climate change, global warming, and waste management across the region. Organize inter-class, inter-school debates among students on climate change and environmental management. This can awaken their consciousness about these avoidable threats to their lives and education. Organize inter-class or inter-school debates on climate change. Organize debate, teachers can do it. Organize debate on climate change. You know, they may think you are wasting your time. You are not wasting your time. You are trying to preserve a generation that have gone into extinction. Organize the debate. You can do it consciously. Don't don't think of what you can get. When I won Ramadan or when I won the team, the Toro Award, I'll never forget it. It taught us how to give back to the society. It is not every time you get. What can you give back? I will never forget that man. He spent time, can't you give something out to the society? And my system changed. It's not about yourself. You can do something out of life. You can do it. I never seen that man taught me that thing. I will not forget this. I will never. I will not. That is true. You can affect your environment. You don't know. You can. Nobody might. Don't even for anybody to praise you. But do it nevertheless. I said establish what media program. Organize a program on radio for students. Organize inter-house, debate for students. Set up literary club and let them use club to send SMS to the government, communities, Ministry of Education about how climate change has affected education and ways to mitigate. Teach them how to use first mask, especially in polluted, dusty, smoky environment. This can help them avoid the danger of having respiratory tract infection. Teach your students to drink plenty water and take regular bath during heat period, like we have from January to within this April. This will prevent dehydration and perhaps sudden death among school children. Now I look at tomorrow a medical doctor will come here and will really teach us the implication of climate change on children's health. We'll be here tomorrow. But I still have to touch a little of medical implication of climate change, poor waste management, and necessary evolution on childhood education measurement. Climate change, poor waste management, air pollution are major threats that threaten childhood education in Nigeria. Climate change increases the risk of sickness among school children through increasing temperature, more frequent heavy rains, runoff, and the effect of storms. I may not read all of this, but I will just look at however health impact of climate change, poor waste management, stroke pollution on students and children include gastrointestinal illness like diarrhea, nervous system malfunction, respiratory tract infection, liver damage, kidney. I said the medical doctor will do justice to this area tomorrow, and we see how dangerous it is to make our environment safe. I will also look at overview of medical problem, temperature meters impact, air quality impact, then change in particulate matter. I will really go to the infectious diseases like malaria, which is very common. When the temperature rises, mosquitoes become very active and they can affect us. You see how malaria can change these days. So these are some of the impact, medical impact we have from climate change. Water-related illness, and so many here, food safety and nutrition. These are some of the impact this climate change has. Some mental health also impact, cause people to mental. When the heat is so much, somebody has a small thing somewhere, you can go mental. Now let's look at instructional strategies. Ahead, develop creative, innovative, environmental problem solving capacity in students. We are looking at some strategies teachers must use. This is very important. Number one strategy, hands-on learning. When you watch how I planted the trees, they were watching, and later on, they also did it. Encourage them to engage in practical activity and allow them to apply their knowledge. Such practical activity may include planting of trees and recycling of waste. Engage them. Hands-on learning. Their teacher hands off and allow the student to own and execute the environmental project while you observe them carefully. I remember when I taught these children creative imagination, how to use creative imagination to create benefit. I've been having lessons and I just guide them. I allow them to own their projects, do it, and they did it, and they bring it out, we present it, and I ask them, suggest what should we add to make it better, and they will suggest. And so to allow them to do what? To do it while you watch, group work. Encourage them to work in groups, collaborate. This helps them develop communication skills, teamwork, and problem-solving skills. Inquiry-based learning. Encourage students to ask questions and engage in discussions to deepen their understanding of their environment. Some of us, we don't allow students to ask questions in class. Is that right? Sit down. When I was in the university, and one night we went to class physics, and somebody said, sit down. And all of us were dead in the class. So we come again. And he discovered all of us, we are gone. He talked to himself, after some time, he said, you should come. But he told me that I'm fair. All of us, we died. And he discovered he was talking to himself. Nobody responded again. He said, please come, I can't fail. But he had killed us already. Allow them to ask questions. Class should be interactive. I noticed something in the US. You teach for like 10 or so minutes. Allow them to also do something. You don't take all the time to teach and the student go back. You teach a little, they will do something. You go around and then 10, 15 in class. And then you have like 2, 3 teachers in class. Like I remember when it was saying, you ask me just go around and see what they do. Teachers are going around. 10 people in class. They do it. Teacher brought some people who are going to produce rocket in class. Brought out those things. And the people teach them together. And we tested it. That's how we learn. Practical based learning. But ourselves, our own, we will talk and talk. Sometimes if you help the student, we will shut down. Put down your hand. And the child will be afraid. You will ask questions again. Inquiring kind of learning. Allow them to ask questions. Allow them to be part of your lesson. You know, that's the right way to go. And that is what is really lacking in this part of the world. That's what is lacking. Visual aid. Use visual aid. Use visual aid to like graph, charts, images to help students